Howdy, you guys. Hello. What is up? Welcome back. If you guys are new, it's very nice to meet you. If you're not new, I love you. I missed you. I hope you're well. I hope everybody's well. So, you guys, today's pick a card. Okay, I'll pet you. Today's pick a card, you guys, is going to be a pick a card on your boyfriend slash girlfriend slash person that you will be in a relationship with. What are their first impressions of you, and what are your first impressions of them? I'm excited. We are doing it in there's going to be like two different piles where we're talking about two different people. If you guys have been here for a while, I've done this format a few different times where I go person one and then person two, and I describe the first impressions of person one and then describe the first impressions of person two. Yeah, so you guys determine if you are person one or if you are person two. That's up for you to decide. I'm not going to determine who it is that you are because this is a group reading. Shaw. Without further ado, you guys, here's a clip of the piles right now. All right, you guys, these are the four piles. We have group number one with the rainbow moonstone, group number two with the hallowite, group number three with the other piece of rainbow moonstone, and group number four with the clear quartz. If you guys need a moment to meditate on which pile is calling your name, you guys are free to do that right now. And if you would like to pick more than one pile, you guys are always welcome to do so. So now that you guys have picked your pile, please go ahead and check out the description box with the timestamps for when your individual reading will start. And with that, you guys, let's just go ahead and jump into today's pick a card. Hello, group number one. Let's go ahead, you guys, and get started with the astrological dice. Okay, so we have Sagittarius and we have Scorpio. Hello, Sagittarius. Wait, there you go. Hello, Sagittarius. Hello, Scorpio. Sun, Moon, Rising, you guys. 7th house, Venus. Y'all know the drill. Scorpio again, and Aries. Hello, hello, hello. All right, Scorpio, you are very prevalent here. So transformation may play a big role in how it is that you, like your first impressions of this person. So perhaps either you going through a major transformation or this person going through a major transformation upon meeting each other, playing a role in the impressions. Yeah, and then we also have the Virgo there. So hello, Virgo, as well. So I'm going to do this, you guys, and I've done this in similar readings where I do person one and person two. Today I'm going to be doing person one and person two, but I'm going to be breaking it up in basically just reading all of person one and all of person two. So starting out, you guys, with person one, we have the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so the impressions of person number two in regards to person one, I hope that makes sense, is basically they feel like person one is someone who's holds back. Now, I don't know if this is like holding back emotions, holding back how person one feels, holding back something, maybe holding back your tongue, maybe somebody who likes to save money. I'm not sure, but the impressions that person two has on person one is basically like, that person is a little bit reserved. That person is somebody who holds back. That person is somebody who's not necessarily very forthcoming. As you guys can see here, this woman is like clinging to a tree. And she's clinging to her pentacles. Sorry, you guys, I realized my finger was bleeding and I didn't realize that before. But basically, like I was saying, with person number one, they're coming off very reserved. Person number one is coming off very to themselves, right? Not someone who's forthcoming, perhaps even somebody who's a little bit shy. So the next one we have here, you guys, is the Five of Cups. This is signifying that person number one is somebody who, again, they feel like they're very reserved. As you guys can see, this person's like holding her like knees, even though she's like a mermaid. She's holding her knees close to her chest. And it's like almost in a coddling position, right? So I don't know if person number one is going to be crying when they meet person number two, or if they have recently gone through a disappointing situation when they meet person number two. But basically the way person number one is coming off is like they're in a state of disappointment, they're in a state of sadness, or not necessarily being in the most cheerful mood, okay? So that is person number one. It's very possible, you guys, that person number one has recently gotten out of a breakup. Person number one has recently I don't know, got some disappointing news, so that when they meet person number two, they're just feeling very sad, or they're not feeling happy, or they're feeling like they have to kind of like protect their heart or protect their emotional state. Now, the first oracle card for person number two is very, very like, when this came out, you guys, I can't describe like how much I was just like, wow, that makes a lot of sense, right? We have the reserving of the feelings, we have the disappointment, and then we have Chiron. This is hurt and heal. So this person number one, may be going through a lot of pain at the moment in which they meet person number two. They may be going through a lot of, again, disappointment, sadness, that whole shebang-a-lang. So we're going through this moment of Chiron. Chiron is the wounded healer, you guys. So person number one may be trying to come off in a manner that's more cheerful, or trying to come off in a manner that's like, oh, everything's okay, even though it's so obvious that they're not okay. So again, we're having a moment of hurt when we are meeting person number two, and person number two is like, that's their first impression of person number one. They're just like, wow, they are hurt. They are going through some stuff. We also have the 9th house, you guys, and this is travel and higher learning. I do believe this also has to do with like spiritual travel and like spiritual things as well. But basically, you guys may be meeting, or person number one may be traveling when they meet person number two. Person number one may also be in college or expanding upon their education. So yeah, that is the 9th house. Person number one, you guys, may also be in a moment where they are seeking wisdom or seeking some type of like spiritual solace, you guys, or again, like I was saying, like traveling for spiritual reasons, seeking something beyond themselves, right? We also have magic. So the impression that person number one is giving to person number two is that they are magical, is that they are connected perhaps to things that are not widely known or things that may be seen a little bit taboo. It's also just, it could also be talking about person number one coming off very spiritual. Person number two could be saying person number one as like magic. And then we have the Scorpion, which, oh crap, you guys, we had Scorpio come up like so many times in the freaking dice. Okay. So a lot of you watching this may have significant Scorpio placements. Shout out to all my Scorpio placement people. I love you. Scorpio energy is my favorite energy, you guys. But basically what I'm getting with this, the impression that person number one is giving off, it's very much the energy of like, back up or I will sting you. Like, I'm not going to start no problems. I ain't going to start the tussle. But if you come at me, I will nick you with that venom, right? Scorpions they're not going to just attack, right? They're defensive, so they will protect themselves. They will do what is necessary to protect themselves. They will get you with that stinger if they feel like they are being threatened. So it makes sense, you guys, for me personally, with these cards that are here, is that person number one, again, is coming off very reserved, someone who perhaps has been hurt in the past or someone who's going through a hard moment in life. This doesn't have to be like because they're getting out of a breakup or something like that. It could just be that they're experiencing hardship in their life and they're going through this moment of trying to heal themselves. They're going through this moment of trying to like better themselves, perhaps. There may be some type of travel or spiritual endeavors involved in the first impressions. And I feel like they also come off as somebody who's very strong-willed and somebody who will protect themselves. Like, I'm not going to let someone hurt me again. I'm not going to be put into a position where I'm powerless. You know, person number one has become venomous. And not because they're bad and not because like they necessarily are out to hurt people, but because they feel like they need to protect themselves. So that is the first impressions of person number one from person number two. So moving on to who person number two is and the first impressions that person number one is getting from person number two, we have the Three of Wands. All right. I love this card, you guys. The Three of Wands is all about expansion and growth and basically looking upon new horizons. As you guys can see here, this woman is like, you know, she's sitting on a little hilltop and she's like, whoop-de-woo, where am I going to go next? Like, what are my options? And she's looking into this crystal ball and she's just holding her entire future in her hands. She's ready to go out there and to explore and to expand and to grow. And that is what the impression, the first impression of person number two is. It's like, wow. This person is someone who is really expansive, someone who's willing to grow, someone who's willing to learn, someone who is flexible perhaps, okay? So, that's person number two. I'm trying to like make sure these cards are like semi together. Okay. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles, which this signifies trying to perfect a skill, you guys. This is learning. This is like, I'm trying to make this situation perfect, right? So again, there may be some learning involved in how you two meet. I know this isn't about like how person number one and person number two are meeting. However, I am just really picking up on like there is something that we're learning. There's some type of education involved in the situation. So because it came up for person one and it's also coming up for person two. So there has to be something that we are learning during this time that we are meeting each other. But anyways, person number two is someone who can come off very smart, someone who can come off very intelligent, someone who wants to perfect whatever it is that they're doing. When they are doing something, they put their all into it and they try their hardest to get things right. They don't want to go at something and be imperfect at it, or they don't want to go at something and be mediocre. They want to give it their all. They want to try their hardest. So that is the impression that person number two gives. We also have fire here, you guys. This is Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. It says confidence, optimism, passion, and bravery. So person number two, you guys, is someone who's confident, they're optimistic, they're passionate, and they are brave. This person may come off very independent. This person may come off as somebody who has a fire within them. Someone where I feel like their personality, the way that they speak, the way that they go about the world is contagious, okay? I feel like their smile and their laughter brings laughter and smiles to other people, because they just ignite such a fire within the other people because they have so much of that within themselves. So this person may also be like a light within darkness, you guys, because I am noticing that candle, which now I'm not someone, you guys, who's like, oh, opposites always attract, but these two people, these two energies that are here do feel very opposite from each other. And not necessarily on a fundamental level, but just on the level where it's like person number two or person number one feels more reserved and more aloof, if you will. And person number two feels very like open. Person number two feels very like friendly and optimistic and like open, right? And person number one is more of like reserved. So I don't know. I find it interesting. The next one we have here is Sagittarius. It says foresight and restlessness. I find it interesting, you guys, that Sagittarius came up here because we do have that Three of Wands, and even though the Three of Wands isn't connected to anything astrologically, it does remind me of Jupiter. Jupiter is connected to Sagittarius, so I did find that very interesting that these two came out together. But basically, this person, oh my god, you guys, travel again. Oh my gosh, okay. Travel. Sagittarius is literally like the sign of travel and good luck and expansion and growth and things like that, you guys. So again, I don't want to say you're meeting this person while traveling, but it is very possible, you guys, that we are traveling and we're learning something while we're traveling. I don't know what this is, but that's what both these are saying. Anyways, this person could be somebody who is kind of the life of the party. This person could be somebody who's very fun to be around, kind of like everything I was explaining with the fire sign energy here. So yeah, that is Sagittarius coming up. We have determination. So person number two may be somebody who is very determined, you guys. Someone who is very much goal-oriented. Oh my god, again, with the Eight of Pentacles. I'm sorry, I'm just now realizing these synchronicities because I just shuffled and then turned the camera on. I was like, all right, we got the cards, let's talk about it. So these are connected though, the Eight of Pentacles and the determination. Person number two is very much determined to reach the top of that peak. Person number two is like, nah, ain't no mountain high, ain't no, you guys know? Okay, so like, yeah, this person's ready to go. This person's like, nah, I will reach the peak. I'm determined, I'm stubborn, I'm gonna get it, okay? Person number two may be pushing person number one to open up, and that may be like a big part of this relationship is like person number two is here to like help person number one open up a little bit, maybe become a little bit more trusting, a little bit more adventurous perhaps. And then we have person number two's animal, and it's the tiger. I find it very interesting, you guys, because both of these animals here are like predators, right? Person number one has a scorpion. Scorpions obviously excrete venom from their little, or they freaking, you know, they nick people or they nick animals or whatever their prey is, they're getting them with the stinger, injecting that poison, okay? The tiger is a very physical animal who takes down their prey. I just find it interesting that these are both predators. So you guys may both be very similar, but very different at the same time, because obviously a scorpion and a tiger are very different. But again, they're both predators, right? They both got that instincts of being the aggressor or being the predator. So basically the first impression of group or person number 2 is of the tiger. Okay, they may seem very confident. They may seem as someone who is very, I don't want to say stealthy, but maybe a little bit stealthy, a little bit calculated. Someone who's very independent, you guys. Someone who, again, goes after what it is that they want. Someone who may be very physically strong. Somebody who may be very physically striking to look at. So yeah, that is what I got. I kind of love this couple. Like, whoever this is, I kind of love them together. All right, so I'm going to try to get some more information from the bull. I want to do person number 1 first. And then person number 2. Ooh. Person number 2. Ooh, we got a lot. Okay. I don't think I meant to do that, but let's go ahead and take a look. So person number 1 has a dark brown / black, either hair, eyes, or complexion. We also have exotic, you guys, which again, with the freaking travel, and I know people hate it when I bring up travel because of the situation we're all in right now, but like, exotic is coming up and the plane is there. You guys can't say that's like a little strange, right? That's a little strange. We have a diamond-shaped face, which just means high cheekbones, narrow forehead, narrow jaw or chin. We have normal. So person number 2 or person number 1 may be acting very normal, considering their situation, or person number 1 just may have a very like normal physique or very average physique, if you will. We have curly. We're talking about their hair texture, obviously. We have annoyingly attractive. So person number 1 may come off to this other person as annoyingly attractive. And we also have unusual, which I like. It's interesting we have normal and unusual. These two together are obviously like contradictions, you guys. So this could be talking about person number 1 being a little bit of a contradiction, or having a lot of like, having a lot of, how do I say this? I want to say energy, but maybe having a lot of like view sets that are very combative of each other, like having polarizing, there we go, polarizing views, or very polarizing in their personality, very polarizing in how it is that they look at the world, perhaps. Because normal and unusual are opposites, so that's why I'm picking up on the polarizing energy, perhaps even the duality of it all, right? We have mom / dad. So person number 2 may come off as a parental figure of some sort. They may even have children. We have humble as well. So even though person number 2 is very much dominant and I feel like very confident, they are humble. We have beautiful. Oops. We have brown eyes. We have pheromones. Person number 2 may smell very nice. We have February. Person number 2 may be born in February. We have tall. Maybe you guys are meeting person number 2 in February. Oh my goodness. We have Taurus. So person number 2 could be a Taurus. We have masculine, which person number 2 does give me masculine energy, you guys. I wasn't necessarily like wanting to say that just because this is a group reading. It is more open. But yeah, person number 2 does definitely give me more masculine energy. Anyways, we have letting go. So person number 2, again, could be helping person number 1 to let go. We have lust, which, all right. A dating app. So that is also possible, you guys. We have a cutie. And we have October, which Scorpio season is in October. Person number 2 may also be a Scorpio, you guys. Scorpio showed up so much in the dice. So yeah, that energy is very heavy. But anyways, group number 1, that is what I have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know below if you know this situation, you know this person. If not, then just let me know how you liked it. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys so much. I love you guys, and I'll talk to y'all very, very soon. Okay, bye. Hello, group number 2. Welcome to your reading. We will start off with the astrology dice. Hello, Aries and Cancer. Hello, Aries. Hello, Cancer. Love you guys. Taurus and Cappy. What an iconic duo. Can you guys see that? Okay, yeah. And Leo and Aries. Fire sign energy, Aries, you are strong here. So, getting into person number one, you guys, I've done a couple of videos like this where I do person number one and person number two. Basically, I'm going to read all the cards for person number one and then read all the cards for person number two, and then we will pull from the bowl at the end. So, okay, you guys. So, first card we have here is the Seven of Wands in reverse. Okay, Seven of Wands in reverse. This is talking about, you guys, having a lot of like pressures that you're putting on yourself when it comes up in reverse. It's also talking about needing to be true to yourself and needing to be true to your idea of like what it is that you want, and not necessarily caring about the opinions of others or outside sources, and just really honing in on like your own personal beliefs, your own personal like situation. So the way that person number one is coming off with their impressions is basically, I'm someone who has a lot of stress in my life. I'm someone who's really hard on myself, and I'm someone where I want to make other people happy, maybe even a little bit of a people pleaser. And I'm afraid of what's going to happen if I step outside of the parameters of me pleasing other people. So I may censor myself, or I may dance around certain things that I want to say or do because I don't want to disappoint others, right? So that is what the Seven of Wands in reverse is saying. There's a lot of pressures on person number one, and that is coming off in their impressions, okay? Oops, okay. I'm sorry, you guys. The camera's like up here, so I have to like stretch my neck to see like what's going on. Anyways, we have strength here, Leo energy, hello. Strength is obviously talking about having strength. Now, when we're talking about strength in tarot, this is talking about having a lot of emotional strength, you guys. This is talking about having emotional resilience, being able to tame the beast within, being able to not control our emotions, but have a nice handle on our emotions, being able to get through things, having a strong mind, having strong will. So that is what strength is talking about. So this person is coming off very strong in their impressions. This person's coming off very much as someone who is resilient, someone who can withstand a lot. We also have Mercury. So this is connected to Gemini. Oh, what the heck? How did I read that as freaking Mercury? This is Gemini connected to Mercury, you guys. So this is communication. It says curiosity, intellect, and networking. This is also communication, like I was just saying. So person number one may be coming off very curious, someone who may be very inquisitive and asks a lot of questions, someone who may be very observant as well. We have intellect as well, someone who's very smart, articulate with how it is they speak, and networking. You guys you guys aren't person number one, or you may be, but we're leaving that open. So person number one may be somebody who is very open to talking to new people, someone who is very, I don't want to say social butterfly, but a little bit of a social butterfly, or again, it may even be that people-pleasing energy, or just that energy of being able to navigate different types of groups of people, being able to go from talking with this person to that person. Perhaps this person has a wide group of friends, or a wide variety of the type of people that they get along with, or that they share their company with. So Gemini, all right. This person may also have significant Gemini placements, so there is that. Okay, and now we have Mercury, you guys, and this says persuasion and cunning. Mercury is the planet of communication. This is also connected to Virgo energy, you guys, as well as Gemini, like I was saying. This also has to do with electronics and technology and things like that. So with Mercury, I do feel like this person's mind is very much noticeable. This person may be a little bit more, I want to say wise, or they may come off like sounding very intelligent or sounding wiser than what their age reflects. This person may also be somebody who's very resourceful. This person may be somebody who is very persuasive, somebody who can talk themselves in or out of anything. Someone who's very good at talking. Someone who has the gift of the gab, if you will. Okay, so that is person number one. Very charming with how they speak, you guys. That is last. Okay. We also have creativity. So it makes sense to me, you guys, that Mercury and Gemini would pop up here, because I do find that people with heavy or significant Mercury placements or Gemini placements do tend to be people who are very creative, people who are able to think outside the box, because again, Mercury rules the mind and communication. So where does creativity come from? It comes from the mind. So this person may have a very colorful way of solving problems, or a very unique way of coming up with solutions. They may be somebody who's very creative, someone who's very resourceful. So that is the impression that they are giving, person number 1. Okay. And then we have the firefly, which I thought this was so cute when this came up, you guys, because what does the firefly do? The firefly literally like brings light to the darkness. So this person may be someone who's kind of like a ball of light amongst amongst the darkness, right? This person may be somebody who tries to look on the bright side of things. This person may be somebody who tries to remain positive, even in situations where there is darkness, or situations that are not necessarily favorable. So overall, you guys, the impression that person number 1 is giving is that they have a lot on their plate, but they handle it so freaking well. Like, they make it look easy almost. This person is someone who's very smart and creative. This person is someone who I feel like is able to socialize with many different people. They may have a large friend group. This person is someone where I feel like they bring light to the group. They bring light to a room. There's someone where they try to crack a joke when they see that someone that they love is hurting. There's someone who tries to boost other people up, even if they are feeling down, okay? So, love person number 1. Anyways, so that is person 1. We will go ahead and get some of their physical attributes later with the bowl, but moving on to person number 2, we have the 4 of Swords. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so the 4 of Swords, you guys, is talking about somebody who likes to rest, or somebody who needs to rest and recharge. The 4 of Swords represents, like a moment of rest, a moment of recharging. So person number 2 may be somebody who struggles with taking a break, or person number 2 may be somebody who may come off a little bit, I don't want to say lazy, but they may come off a little bit lazy, or a little bit, not necessarily, I'm not getting an energy of like not being motivated, but it's just an energy of like doing things slowly, or doing things in a fashion that is more, they're not going to deplete themselves, right? They're going to make sure that they have the energy to go about their day to day. I feel like this person may be somebody who puts their own personal needs first. Like, they make sure that they are well rested. They make sure that they are in a good, healthy state of mind before they proceed with other activities. This person may be a little bit of a home buddy, or someone who likes to spend time like snuggling up on the couch or relaxing. This person may also be somebody who enjoys going on vacation, taking breaks. This person values their downtime, I feel. This rest, the 6 of Wands says, I am successful, I have won, I am passing the freaking threshold, which is very Taurus energy. Like, Tauruses are very, I don't want to say lazy, because they're not lazy, but they're very relaxed, but at the same time, they get their ish done, okay? Like, they are workhorses, but at the same time, they're like, nah, I'm gonna chill. I love it so much. Anyways, so the 6 of Wands is all about success, you know, enjoying your success, crossing that finish line, being victorious. So this person may be somebody who is very successful in their career. This person may be very successful in whatever it is that they do. Things may come very easily to this person. This person may not have to try that hard to gain their success, or if they do have to try hard, they make it look really freaking easy, you guys, okay? So, a successful person, a victorious person, person number 2. Okay, yeah, okay, you know what? Here we go. We got the freaking Taurus here, you guys. Taurus, trust, patience, and sensuality. So this person may be someone who is very trustworthy, you guys. This person may be somebody where you meet them and you again, I'm assuming you're person number 1. I need to stop doing that. This person number 2, may come off as somebody where people feel as if they can open up to them very easily. People feel as if they can trust them. People feel very safe and secure around them. Now, with the patience part, I'm not so sure if I agree with that statement. However, they may be somebody who's very patient, someone who's very stable, someone who likes to take their time doing things. And sensuality, Taurus is connected to Venus energy, you guys, so that's where that sensuality is coming from. They may be somebody who gives off a very sensual vibe, or a very adult vibe, a very lusty vibe, if you will. So there is that. Tauruses also like to be surrounded by comfort, you guys, which again makes sense with the 4 of Swords and the 6 of Wands, because the 6 of Wands again is success, the 4 of Swords again is rest, comfort. You combine those two together and we have comfort. We have a cozy wozy living situation, right? It's interesting to me that the other earth sign is here, Capricorn. This is practical and rigid. I mean, are Capricorns rigid? Yeah, bad. Anyways, Capricorns are resilient, you guys. Capricorns, I know Capricorns hate getting the stigma of like, you guys are just bosses, you guys are just the work people, you guys are just the business people, because I know there's so much more to Capricorn. However, when I do these types of readings, you guys, I do have to make generalizations. Capricorns are, I feel, very much actually no, not even what I feel. Capricorns are the father of the zodiac. Capricorns are the father of the zodiac, like quite literally. Cancer is the mother, Capricorn's the father. Capricorn brings in this stability. Capricorn brings in this practicality, this stability. So that's quite literally like the energy that person number 2 is giving. Very, very earthy energy, very much energy of just like, I'm mature, I'm stable, I'm like grounded. Okay, I'm really loving person number 2. And then we have protection. So person number 2 may come off as somebody who's very protective of the people around them, or someone who's very protective of people in general. This person may make people feel very safe, again, very at ease. This person may even have a very soothing voice or a very soothing presence. So that is protection, okay? And then we have unicorn, you guys. All right, beautiful freaking unicorn here. Person number 2 may come off as very, very much a like unicorn amongst horses, right? Or a freaking rainbow amongst the rain. Like this person may come off as someone who's very individualized, someone who is unique, someone who's special, someone who's not like the rest, right? Honestly, like when you really think about it, you guys, the unicorns are just horses with freaking horns. Like that's literally all unicorns are. And I'm not trying to downplay the specialness of a unicorn. I'm just saying, like, when you think about it, they are like the rest. There's just something a little bit different about them. There's something a little bit special about them that sets them apart from others. So basically, person number 2 may come off as someone who has this unicorn energy of like, yeah, I'm a person, you know, I'm a human, but there may be something a little bit different and special about them that they are giving off in their first impression. So I love to see it. Now we will go ahead and pick from the bowl, you guys. I am closing my eyes while doing this. Person number 1, can we get some physical attributes, descriptive words for person number 1? Person number 1. Okay, that's a lot, right? Can we get some physical attributes for person number 2? Ooh, that's a lot too. Jesus. Okay. I don't want to pull anymore because that's a lot. So person number 1 has compassionate. So person number 1 may be coming off very compassionate. So someone who's very caring, very loving, which again with that, the firefly energy, for sure. We also have online, which I think is a little bit creepy, you guys, because Gemini and Mercury is here. Communication happens oftentimes online these days. We also have 22. Person number 1, maybe 22, maybe their birthday's on the 22nd. We have practical, which this is something that person number 1 and person number 2 share. Someone who's practical. Love that. We have unique hair. This does not have to be like crazy colors like this, you guys. It could literally just be someone who likes to wear their hair in a unique fashion, or someone who has perhaps a fun color, someone who may cut it in a fun way. I don't know, but unique hair, okay? Keep your mind open with that. It doesn't necessarily have to be, like I said, crazy. Anyways, we have rainbow. So yeah, person number 1 may seem like a rainbow or someone who is the bright side of the storm. We have yellow. This could be talking about person number 1 being very confident or coming off very confident, regardless of if they feel that way or not, but someone who may exude a very sunny disposition. We have imperfections. We love this, okay? This is one of my favorite things to pull, you guys. Imperfections are so beautiful. So person number 2 or person number 1 may be somebody who is like perfectly imperfect, right? We have a stranger. So these 2 people may be strangers. Again, that makes sense when we're first meeting each other, right? We have west. So person number 1 may be from the west or live on the west or live on West Street. We have change as well. Person number 1 may be someone who's very open to change or very open to evolving, okay? So person number 2, we have not at first, but with time. Okay, so person number 2 may not at first seem like someone that person number 1 wants to date, or person number 2 may come off as somebody who they are not necessarily, but with time, their true colors start to show. We have unexpected. So person number 2 may be coming off a little bit unpredictable or a little bit unexpected at first. We have blessed from above. This is talking about physical attractiveness. We have nerdy / quirky. Love to see it. We have outgoing. Love to see it. We have signs here. We have fungus, which fungus is not a bad thing, you guys. Fungus basically just means like this is something that is growing on us over time, which makes sense with the not at first, but with time. So these are the first impressions, right, you guys? So perhaps when person number 1 meets person number 2, there's going to be this energy of like, oh, they're a little bit different. They're a little bit unique, but maybe we're not fully seeing them as this unicorn at first, but with time, they're going to grow on us, right? And then we're going to be like, oh, person number 2 is great. But they may just come off a little bit different or a little bit strange at first, okay, you guys, which I think is a beautiful thing. Like, I love weird people. I love strange people. I think these are the most interesting people to meet, the most interesting people to have relationships with. Anyways, that was just my little 2 cents. Anyways, we have eyes, so they may have very striking eyes. We have water. This could be talking about meeting them by the water. This could be talking about them being a water placement, someone who may be very connected to their intuition or their feelings. But Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio, hello with that. We have September. This could be their birthday or the month in which you guys meet. I want you. Intelligent. Love that. Person number 2 does feel very intelligent. We have 6 foot plus. And uniquely attractive, you guys. Okay. Okay. What did I say, you guys? The freaking horse with the horn. They are a unicorn. They're not like everybody else, but that is what makes them freaking beautiful, okay? That is the beauty within person number 2, is that they aren't like everybody else. There's something a little bit weird about them. There's something a little bit strange, but that is the best part of them. And I love this person so freaking much. I freaking adore them. Love this energy. I love this energy too, but like this person is just, I adore them. Anyways. That's what I have for you guys, group number 2. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you guys. So yeah, that's what I got. Thank you guys. I love you guys. And I'll talk to y'all really, really soon. Okay, bye. Hello, group number 3. Welcome to your reading, you guys. We will get started with the Zodiac die. Cancer and Pisces. Hello, Cancer. Hello, Pisces. Sun, Moon, Rising, 7th house, Venus. You guys know. Cancer and Gemini. Hello, Cancer. Hello, Gemini. Libra and Capricorn. Ooh, I don't know why I did that again. And Gemini and Leo. I only meant to do that the 3 times. Anyways, moving on, you guys. So we are going to be doing this in the format of person number 1 and person number 2. I'm not here to determine if you are person number 1 or person number 2. That is up for your guys' interpretation. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Anyways, starting off with person number 1, you guys, we have the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is representing the fire signs, Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. The Queen of Wands is also a beautiful queen. The Queen of Wands is aware of her flaws. She's also aware of her light. So she's aware of her darkness, she's aware of her light. She is all-encompassing, right? She is somebody who walks into a room and she is a social butterfly. She likes to socialize. She's, again, very confident, very beautiful. A very much fiery type energy, okay? We also have the 4 of Wands representing person number 1, which is somebody who is stable and grounded. This may also be somebody who is seeking commitment or somebody who is seeking a marriage even. This is celebration, you guys, as well. So this could be talking about perhaps this person being someone who is very much seen as a celebrated person. This could be someone where like the first impression is like, oh my gosh, we're so excited to meet you, or oh my gosh, we're so excited to have you here. You know what I'm saying? Like when this person walks into the room, people are so happy to see them. People are like gravitated towards them, right? Because the 4 of Wands is a celebration. So that is the tarot for person number 1. Now getting into the oracle cards for person number 1, we have Pluto here, you guys, which is connected to Scorpio energy. So with this, Pluto is the planet of death and rebirth. Pluto is the planet that brings in transformation, okay? So person number one may be somebody who's very transformative. Person number one may have a deep effect on people. So when they meet someone, they bring something to the table. They bring knowledge, they bring expansion, they bring growth, they bring some type of metamorphosis to people's lives. Person number one may have also gone through a rather significant metamorphosis in their life, or a rather big change, a transformation, whatever you want to call it. They may have been somebody, they may be somebody who has had to learn how to let go of things and to start over. We also have the sun, you guys, which is happiness, purpose. This is connected to Leo energy, you guys. So this is talking about person number one, again, being the sun, being someone where they walk into the room and they are celebrated. People love person number one. They have a, I don't want to say magnetic personality, but they have a personality in which people feel hugged, or they feel seen, they feel warm by person number one's personality, okay? They feel like they get to bask in the sun when person number one is around, okay? They may feel like they have a very warm disposition as well. So that is person number one. We also have faith, okay? So person number one may be somebody who is very driven by their faith. They're very driven by their belief system, okay? They may be somebody who's very spiritual or religious. They may be somebody who believes very much in fate, or they believe very much in things being meant to be. So there is that. They may come off as somebody who just has a lot of trust or has a lot of faith in humanity as well. So someone who is just very open, again, and giving of their trust, giving of their belief that everyone is doing the best that they can. And then we have the swan, you guys, which I've already talked about this kind of with the freaking Queen of Wands. Person number one is someone who comes off very beautiful, perhaps someone who comes off very elegant, very swan-like, okay? So I find person one interesting. It seems like they are someone who is just this big ball of like sunshine. That's literally what everything here says. And they do have a side of them that is a little bit more dark and does carry more depth, because we do have that Pluto here. So when I see Pluto come up in a reading and all the other cards are very light and very much like warm, I feel like what this is saying is person number one comes off as someone who's very happy, very joyful, very sunny to be around, someone who brings a lot of life to the room, someone who brings a lot of happiness to the people who are in their life. However, person number one has experienced a lot in their life, or they've gone through things that may be a little bit darker. And it may be very surprising for person number two to discover the depth that person number one has, okay? Because on the surface, they come off as this beautiful, elegant swan, this social butterfly, this person that is celebrated, this person that brings the sunshine into the room, this person that is a ray of sunshine, right? But underneath, it does feel like there is deeper things, there is depth to this person as well. They are not just sunshines and rainbows, there's depth to them as well. So that's what we have with that. We will get into their physical description and more attributes that describe person number one later with the bowl. But moving on to person number two, we have the Wheel of Fortune. All right, so the Wheel of Fortune, you guys, is talking about luck, good luck, bad luck, karma, universal balance, right? So with this, person number two may be somebody who comes off very lucky, or somebody who comes off as like luck, just luck seems to follow person number two, right? Luck seems to be just all around this person. Also have Justice here, you guys, and Justice is connected to Libra energy. As you guys can see here, she is holding two scales. Justice is talking about fairness. It's talking about doing what is right, what is just. This could be talking about the legal system. I don't know if person number two works in the legal system, but that's neither here nor there. The point is person number two comes off very fair, very balanced. Perhaps person number two has a very even temper, which just means like they don't necessarily get too hot or too cold, right? They're very like even with how it is that they react. They're very even with how it is that they go about life. So that is the first impression that they are giving person number one. I'm someone who is very lucky, or perhaps I'm very fortunate for the things that I have in my life, and I believe in justice, I believe in fairness, I believe in doing what is right, right? So we also have Aries here. So I find that interesting as well, because Aries is also connected to person number one with the Queen of Wands. But this is independence, bravery, and passion. So person number two may come off as someone who's very passionate, someone who's brave, someone who's independent, someone who is a type A personality, which I think person number one and person number two share that, where they're both rather outgoing, but I feel like they do it in different temperatures. Does that make sense? Like person number one feels very sweet and kind, and again, like they bring people in. Person number two feels like someone who is more risk-taking, someone who may be a little bit of an adrenaline junkie, someone who likes to go outside their comfort zone and perhaps push the people around them to go outside their comfort zone. Someone who, yeah, like they bring light to the room, but they bring it in a different way. So that is person number two. Again, someone who may be very independent. They may be someone who is very financially secure, or someone who just likes to do things on their own. We have the 7th house of relationships. So person number one, you guys may be seeing person number two as marriage material, or as like a serious relationship type material, which I do find interesting because we do have that 4 of Wands, you guys, and sometimes the 4 of Wands does signify like a marriage. So yeah, you two may be thinking that of each other. Like there may be a mutual feeling of like, oh, this feels right, or oh, I feel like there is a connection here with this person. That may be a mutual feeling that you guys are both feeling upon the first impressions. But yeah, 7th house of relationships. Yeah, love, relationships, partnerships, marriage. This is also connected to Libra as well, you guys, so I find that a wee bit interesting. We have abundance. So like I was saying with the Wheel of Fortune, person number two, you guys may be very lucky, or they may have a lot to be grateful for. Person number two may be somebody who expresses their gratitude very openly, very forthcoming with all the abundance that they have, or very forthcoming with, oh, I feel so blessed, or I feel so thankful for everything that I have and all that I'm able to do. So yeah, abundance. Person number two may also really enjoy doing things in a more luxurious manner. So that may have to do with the first impressions. And then we have a peacock, you guys, for person number two, which I feel like if Aries was going to be a bird, it would be a peacock, right? Like if Aries was going to be a bird, it would for sure be a peacock. And I find it interesting that you both have birds and you both have cards here where it's like person number two feels like person number one's impression of person number two is like this could potentially lead to a relationship or a partnership. And then also person number two views person number one as like, oh, this is a potential like celebration that I'm meeting this person, or even a marriage, because again, 4 of Wands. But the peacock, you guys, is obviously here because this person may be someone who's a little bit showy. This person may be someone who, or they just come off that way, right? Because this is our first impressions of them. So person number two may be somebody who's a little bit showy, someone who's a little bit flashy, someone who may be trying to impress person number one. I kind of feel like the way in which you guys are meeting, it's on a first date, right? For the other two groups, it kind of felt like they were in like group settings, or they were in settings where like they were traveling and it was like, oh, I met this person, or even like online stuff. But with you who picked group number 3, it feels like you guys are meeting on a first date. So there's this energy of like, oh, you're very beautiful, and oh, like this is someone who is trying really hard to like impress this swan, right? The peacock is trying to impress the swan. The swan is like naturally beautiful, and the peacock's like, oh, I better show up, I better show out. So it feels like a first date. So yeah, person number one may be perceiving person number two to be a peacock, a person who is trying to impress them and show off and be very flashy, which can be a turn off, you guys. But I feel like it's done with the best intentions, okay? That may even be what the abundance is talking about. Person number two may be flaunting their money a little bit, or maybe flaunting their successes a little bit. And I don't necessarily take it in a manner of like, oh, I'm trying to be cocky. I'm taking it more in a manner of like, I'm really proud of my accomplishments and I just want to share that with person number one, right? That's kind of what it feels like to me. I could be wrong, so just take it how it resonates though. I'm going to go ahead, you guys, and pull from the bowl for person number one, and then we will pull for person number two. Can I get some descriptive words of person number one? What do they look like? Can I get some more attributes of who they are and the first impressions? Oh, no, don't burn. Okay. Oh, all right. We got some stuff on the floor. Okay, can I get some first impressions for group or for person number 2? Oof. And there was one that fell on the floor for person number 2. Okay. So reading for person number 1, we have big and build, you guys. Obviously, if person number 1 is a woman, it's very possible she's curvy, she has a nice curve, but big and build does not mean like, I'm not trying to like body shame anybody, right? But big and build just means like not slim and build, right? We have a more curvy physique or a more thick physique, all right? So big and build. We have sensitive. Person number 1 may come off a little bit more sensitive or perhaps a little bit more dainty. We have strong build, so it's very possible person number 1 takes very good care of their body, takes very good care of their physical physique, so that's why we have that big build and that strong build. So it's possible that there's someone who goes to the gym and works out. We have June. This may be person number 1's birthday. This may also be when you guys meet. We have a mature look, so person number 1 may look more mature than their age, or they may act more mature, right? They may give off that energy of more mature. We have fireworks. So we are feeling fireworks for person number 1. That is the perception. We have a birthmark / mole. We have a beauty mark / scar, which is very similar to that. We have a roller coaster. So person number 1 may be giving person number 2 a roller coaster of emotions, a roller coaster of feelings. We have a light brown. This could be talking about hair, eyes, or complexion. We have a hard shell. So person number 1 may be, again, I told you guys, person number 1 feels like they're this ball of sunshine, however, there is depth to them. And person number 2 may be able to see that person number 1 is coming off very bright and sunny and happy. However, there's like more beneath the surface. So that's what this hard shell could be talking about. We have freckles. Person number 1 could have freckles. We have average body build. There's different body builds here, you guys, which I think is interesting. This may be a very like mixed group where a lot of different people pick this group. But anyways, we have 1111, which is talking about compatibility with the 7th house and the 4 of Wands. That sometimes signifies soulmate, twin flame energy. We have summer as well. So June is also in the summer. So again, person number 1's birthday may be in the summertime, or you guys may be meeting in the summer. We have December here for person number 2. So this could be person number 2's birthday, or again, when you guys meet. We have stable, which makes sense with the abundance. We have blue / green. This could be talking about this person enjoying the outdoors because the blue sky, the green grass. It could also be talking about this person's favorite color, or perhaps someone who has a very open heart or a very open throat center point, okay? We have a dark tan, and I know this is not dark tan, you guys, but I was working with crayons, okay? So we have brown hair as well. We have straight lace. Person number 2 may be somebody who doesn't like to partake in adult substances. We have feminine. We have lucky star. So again, with the Wheel of Fortune, lucky star. We have the moon. This person may be very moon-like, so someone who's very connected to their emotions, someone who's very connected to their feelings, okay? We have silver. This person may be someone who wears a significant piece of silver jewelry. We have philosophical. We have blonde as well, so brown and blonde. We have dark passion. And I believe we have some numbers over here. Yeah, we have 19 and we have 27. So this person may be 27. They may also be 19, or their birthday could be on the 27th or the 19th. So that is what I have for you guys, group number 3. Thank you guys so much. Please let me know below how this has resonated. I appreciate you guys for allowing me to read for you today. Thank you. I love you, and I'll talk to y'all very, very soon. Okay, bye. Hello, group number 4. Let's go ahead and get started with your zodiac dice. We have Scorpio, and we also have Pisces. Hello, Scorpio. Hello, Pisces. Libra, Cancer. Sagittarius, Pisces. Okay, hello everybody, Sun, Moon, Rising, 7th house, Venus. Starting out with person number 1. Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me explain it to you guys real quick. So I've done a couple videos like this, you guys, where I split it up into person number 1, person number 2. So that's how we're doing it today. So we will start off with doing all of person number 1's cards, and then we will move on to person number 2. And then at the end, we will pull from the bowl for each of them. So person number 1, you guys, has the Magician in reverse. The Magician in reverse refers to somebody who has everything that they need in front of them, but they don't see it. Like, they don't believe in their capabilities as the magician. So person number 2 may be seeing person number 1 as someone who has everything, or someone who holds so much power, or holds so much beauty, or holds so much whatever, but this person doesn't see it. So it's almost like being blind to your own capabilities is the first impression of person number 1. Maybe a little bit of insecurity is showing up with that. We have the Unknown card. So this is talking or referring to having some mystery behind person number 1. Perhaps person number 2 can't quite figure out like what person number 1 is thinking, or how they're feeling, or the vibe, you know what I'm saying? So person number 1 may come off as a little bit mysterious. That is what I get with the Unknown, all right? And then we have the Queen of Cups, which I love her. The Queen of Cups is represented by Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. The Queen of Cups is somebody who's very emotionally intelligent, right? Her emotions are her power. The Queen of Cups is the mother. She's somebody who's very nurturing, very caring, very loving. She's someone who is a creative force. She's somebody who is very much connected to her intuition. She's someone who is very much connected to spirituality and things like that. So her emotions are her power. So person number 1 may be coming off very much emotionally intelligent, or very much emotionally in tune or connected. I also see the Queen of Cups as someone who's like very soft, right? She has a soft energy. I'm not saying she can't be powerful, because obviously she's a queen, but she has the energy of being very, again, nurturing and soft. The next one you have here is the North Node, destined to have. So the first impression of person number 1 coming from person number 2 is perhaps this is fate. Perhaps this is someone that's meant to be in my life. And I know that's super intense, you guys, but like that's what came up. And this is one of the only groups where there was like so many cards coming out for this group. I was like, this is a little intense. The other groups were, yes, intense, and, you know, cards were flopping out for them too. But like with this group, I feel like there was a lot of cards, right? So anyways, we also have the 12th house, which is spirituality, transcendence, karma, sacrificial service, and healing. This is all about spirituality, you guys. This is all about connecting to the other side, which makes sense when we have this Queen of Cups. So person number 1, the first impression that they are giving off is, I'm a very spiritual person. I'm very spiritually in tune. It may even feel like a soul connection, you guys. Like one of those connections where you meet them and right off the bat, there's like, we get along. We have a lot to talk about. We have a lot in common. We have a lot that we can converse about. This feels like it was meant to be, yet again. It feels spiritually aligned, or it feels divinely put together, right? We also have the first house of self and appearance, which for me, this is just signifying that person number 2 is finding person number 1 very attractive, beautiful, handsome, whatever it may be. But like the first house is the house of the body, the house of the self. So it's like, I like who you are. I'm enjoying the reflection, or I'm enjoying the view that I have, right? We have caution. All right, so person number 1 may be coming off a little bit cautious of person number 2. Person number 1 may be coming off a little bit guarded, or a little bit like hesitant, or just like, let's take it slow, baby, right? Like, let's take things real nice and slow. Let's, you know what I'm saying, halt a little bit, put the brakes on, which is interesting to me because we do have that North Node of destiny. We have that North Node of like, this is what I feel like I was meant to meet you. And it's very possible that person number 1 is like, whoa, 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 hold on. Like, let's take a breath, let's take a beat, let's calm it down, right? So it's interesting because it's like person number 2 is recognizing that I feel like this was meant to be, but at the same time, I recognize that person number 1 is a little bit cautious of that, or a little bit hesitant of that. And then we have the golden egg, guys, which the golden egg is talking about person number one coming off as a golden opportunity, something to be protected, something precious to be protected, something valuable to be protected. So person number two may feel very protective of person number one right off the bat. So overall, with the first impressions of person number one, I feel like person number two is seeing person number one as number one, someone who has so much in front of them, so much opportunity or so much value, so many gifts in front of them, right? And perhaps person number one is a little bit insecure of their gifts or insecure of their value. But person number two sees them as gold. Person number two sees them as destiny, or sees them as like, this was supposed to happen. I was supposed to meet you. I do feel like person number two is definitely aware that person number one is a little bit more cautious because that caution has showed up here. Also talking about the physical body. So person number two is definitely attracted to person number one, okay? So moving on to person number two and the first impressions that person number one will have on them, we have the Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles, you guys, is talking about somebody who is grounded and stable, someone who can take things slower. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight. So he's someone who likes to take his time to make sure that everything that he's doing is correct and that he is moving at a pace that is acceptable, right? Or slow, so that he can like build a strong foundation. He's not someone who's going to rush the work of the foundation. He's going to be like, nah, we got to make sure this is stable ground we are walking on. So he brings stability and structure to the situation. This is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn energy. And then we have the Page of Cups. So person number two is going to come off as somebody who person number one is excited about, but they're surprised by, right? So person number two is going to come off in a manner that is surprising, a manner that I didn't necessarily expect. That's the energy I get with this card. It's like, I didn't necessarily expect you to be the way that you are, right? That's kind of the energy person number two is giving. It's like, I'm surprising person one, or person number one is being caught off guard by who person number two is. Okay, so that is what we got with that. We also have Libra here. This is consideration, fairness, and harmony. So person number two is going to be somebody who's very fair, somebody who believes in harmony, someone who believes in equality. As you guys can see there is the sun and the moon, yin and yang energy, fairness, balance, that whole shebang. So person number two may be somebody who's very fair, very balanced, someone who takes other people's feelings into consideration, which is why I feel like that caution probably popped up, because person number two is considerate. So they're taking note of how person number one is feeling, right? They're considering that. So I find that interesting. We also have Mercury. This is think, learn, network, and communicate. So person number two is somebody who's very smart, someone who may enjoy learning, someone who may have gone to college or seeked a higher education of some sorts. Doesn't have to be necessarily professional, but think, learn, network, communicate. This person may also like to talk about things that are a little bit abstract as well. Someone who likes to dive deep into somebody's mind, someone who enjoys good conversation, someone who values people's minds and their ideas. This may be somebody where you can spend hours talking to, or person number one can spend hours talking to person number two. Person number two is coming off very intellectual, very fair, very grounded, which may be why like it's a surprise for person number one. They're like, whoa. We have Libra again, you guys, which I did find rather interesting. So balance is heavy here. Person number two is definitely somebody who has a lot of balance. Libra is also connected to the 7th house, you guys, and love and relationships, partnerships. So it's very, very possible, you guys, that person number one is kind of seeing person number two as a possible potential like love match before there is that like, you know, connection. Because obviously this is the next person you're going to be in a relationship with, you guys. So obviously there is a relationship here, right? But I feel like person number one sees potential in person number two upon the first meeting, right? So we go with that. We also have strength here, you guys, and strength is obviously talking about person number two being very strong. This could be talking about physically, mentally, emotionally. This person may just come off as a rock, or someone who's very, again, stable and grounded, and they provide a lot of stability for the people around them. Perhaps even for person number one feels very safe around this person because they are strong. And then the animal that showed up for person number two is the owl. And whenever I see an owl, you guys, I think of like ancient wisdom. I think of like someone who has an old soul, someone who's very wise. So it's very possible that the way person number one is perceiving person number two is like, you're really wise. You have a lot of knowledge. You're very intellectual. You're someone who's very smart. You're someone where I trust you because I feel like you have so much information or you have so much knowledge to share, right? So that is that. Also, person number two may be a little bit of a night owl, right? Someone who likes to stay up late. So going into the bowl, you guys, for the physical attributes and some more descriptive words of them. Can I get some physical attributes of person number one? Can I get some attributes for person number two? Okay. So person number one, we have a heart-shaped face. So they may have a heart-shaped face. We have rare, which isn't that interesting, you guys, because I was saying the freaking golden egg. All right. Person number two sees person number one as rare, a golden egg. All right. We have melanin dark. We have moving on. Okay, so person number one may be somebody who has recently moved on from a previous situation. We have tattoos. Person number one may have tattoos. If it's not tattoos, you guys, it could be body modifications because I know not everybody has tattoos, obviously. We have be extra. So person number two could be encouraging person number one to be more extra. We have Vina Vita Vici, I came, I saw, I conquered, which would make sense with the moving on. Number one, person number two could see person number one as their first option, or like they are number one. We have stunning, okay, so they find, again, you attractive, or person number one attractive. We have affectionate, which makes sense with the Queen of Cups, someone who's affectionate, caring, loving, nurturing, far away. So perhaps the far away is talking about the caution that person number one has, perhaps putting a little bit of like a wall up or a little bit of a distance of like, hey, like let's take things slow, so far away. And we have tattoo again, you guys, which I think is really interesting. This may be for either person two or person one, just because it came up twice and it feels really relevant. And again, tattoo could just mean like a body modification, maybe a piercing, maybe some type of, again, body modification. So take that for what you will. Again, I know not everybody will be like, oh, I have melanin deep skin, or I have tattoos, or you know what I'm saying? But just take the main stuff, like the rare, the stunning, things like that that are more general. All right, so the next one we have here is for person number two, we have medium skin tone. We also have pale skin tone, which whenever the skin tones pop up, you guys, they are more of just like, you know, they could or could not resonate. We have winter, so you may meet this person in the winter, or this could be person number two's birthday. We have facial hair, and obviously person number two is not only going to be male, so facial hair could just be for some of you. They may have facial hair, okay? We also have medium length hair. They could have shaggy hair or medium length hair, you guys, okay? We also have average in height, so person number two may be more average in height. We have attractive. We have smaller lips. I'm sorry that drawing is so bad. We have, we have body of a goddess / god. We have pink. This may be their favorite color or a significant color for them. We have glasses as well. They may wear glasses, maybe even contacts, lenses, you guys. We have twin flame, which I do always say with this little note that twin flame does not necessarily mean twin flame, because twin flames are very rare, you guys. So with twin flame, I just look at this as, again, like we feel very compatible with each other. We feel like we are on the same energetic wavelength. So, twin flame. We have kindred spirit, which is kind of what I was saying. Kindred spirits, you guys may feel that destiny is really interesting. That kindred spirits and twin flame showed up here. Nobody else got like soulmate or anything like that. This is the only group that got both twin flame and kindred spirits. Again, no one else got that, or soulmates or anything like that. So I just find it a little bit interesting, especially with the destiny card here, right? But we also have no time, which could be talking about this person coming into your life in no time, or perhaps feeling like you get to know them in no time, or they feel more open. And then we have freaky, right? Freaky. So person number 2 may come off a little freaky, which we love. Anyways, so you guys, that is what I got for you guys, group number 4. Thank you guys so much for allowing me to read for you. Let me know below if you enjoyed. Thank you guys. I love you guys, and I'll talk to y'all very, very soon. Bye.